Yeah, y'all weren't ready for that. Shalom, 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 family. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Um, Welcome to Sure Seed of Israel Sabbath class. Brother, sister, I'm sorry coming to you on a recording. Was having trouble on all platforms trying to stream the live classes, but all praise the Most High. We got ways of doing things, so this had to record this class and then share it. But all praise, as long as the word of God gets out, that's the most important thing. All praise the Most High. I just like to thank the Most High for all that He have provided me in my life, and all the situations that He have brought me through. And it had to be nobody but Him. Nobody but Him. Sometimes we take things for granted. We even take little things for granted. But one thing about it, the Most High is someone we should never ever take for granted. It is He who leads us, who orders our steps. And only time we get off of that course that He have put us on is when we try to figure things out on our own instead of seeking Him first. And the big lesson that we learn in life is that we trust in so many things. We trust in ourselves. We trust in the world. We trust in devices, whatever it may be for the situation. But one thing that we most definitely got to put above all is the Most High. We have to trust in Him. That's why this name of this class is Who Do You Trust? Who do you trust? It's easy for us to say, yes, I trust the Lord. I trust Him. I run on to Him. I give my life for Him. But what happens when that fire hit? When that fire is raging in our lives. That's what situations that may look like it's out of our control, situations that come upon us suddenly and causes us to go into a moment of panic or stress. It's good when things aren't on our shoulders to say that, and it's easy to say anything with our lips. But when those things come upon us, can we actually walk within that trust? So that's why it's important that this class today, very important to bring it forward, is who do you trust? Even those of us who be in the Bible, who loves the Most High, situations may come our way that we get to a point where we never experienced before. Even though we had faith all along, sometimes situations will outrun our faith. Meaning we'll believe for so long, bad things happen. But in every situation comes a breaking point. It comes a point where it seems like our issues or our troubles go to another level. Go to a level that we have never ever seen before, that we have never ever experienced. And sometimes when we come to that gulf or that increase in our situation or increase in pain, are we still going to be able to stand? Will we be able to stand when we're at our breaking point? Everyone has came to their breaking point. In every situation in life, we come to a breaking point. Some of the breaking points are worse than others. But after that breaking point, which fork in the road do we choose? Because when we're going through situations, it's easy to say, oh, wow, is God really with me? Is He really there? Does He truly hear me? It's easy for us to say that because it's situation by situation. We're doing what is right. We're walking the righteous light. We're treating people. We ain't doing nobody wrong. But yet, these things come upon us. These things drives pain into us. We're doing what is right. Aren't we supposed to be rescued for that? Why do we have to go through that? Why am I experiencing stuff? I'm doing what is right. I'm doing what is what am I supposed to be doing? That's our breaking point. But do we have enough to stand even when our breaking point comes? Even when all hope is lost? Even when things happen in our lives that we could never even imagine? If we lost everything, we lost all our money, all our cars, all our family went away. If we was down to our basic point, if we was broken down to that point, our basic point, can we then say we still trust in the Most High? That we still trust in God? That's a hard thing to lose everything. Everything. There's some things that we just can't let go. But can you imagine losing everything? It's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. And that's a very strong question right there. All praise to the Most High. We'll get things started. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 10 and 19. 10 and 19. We're going to explore the things that I was just speaking about. We're going to explore it in this class. 10 and 19. Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, 10 and 19. And it goes, they that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. In any situation, we got to continue doing the things that we are supposed to do. Trying to be good, doing the right thing, trying to live a righteous life. That's being that sure seed. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Let's go to Psalms. Psalms 18 and 30. Psalms 18 and 30. Let's read. It says, as for God, his way is perfect. So David said, as for God, his way is perfect. So God's ways are perfect. It says, the word of the Lord is tried. The word of the Lord is tried. What does it mean when it say tried? That means that whatever the Most High has said out of his mouth, people put their faith in that. That he said that he was going to bring them through, they believed it. They tried the Most High. They kept to his promises. They trusted in him. Okay? Said he is a buckler to all those that trust in him. So he's a buckler for all those that trust in him. Okay? So the Most High is our protection. He protects us from everything. Okay? For who is God, save the Lord? Or who is the rock, save our God? So as the psalmist is saying, God is everything to us. Everything. Everything we need, we find it in God. He provides all for us. 33, he says, 32, it says, it is God that girdeth me with strength. So our strength. We get up every day, get out of bed, and we walk, or we go to work, or we go about our daily activities. Where did that strength come from? That strength comes from God. God gave us that strength. Okay? And maketh my way perfect. Maketh my way perfect. I know, like to say all the time, I'm not perfect, I'm not perfect. Wait, hold on a minute. We can't make ourselves perfect. There's no amount of whatever we do, we cannot make ourselves perfect. We don't have that power. Because we don't start out as perfect. But one thing about it, the Most High, he is perfect. God is perfect. So when something is perfect, makes us into something that's perfect. So how do we do that? By trusting in him, by studying his word, trying to become like him, learning his ways, because his ways are perfect. If he's perfect, that means everything he do is perfect. And if we follow him, which is perfection, then our ways, we'll start perfecting our ways. We'll get better. So it's by following and trusting in the Most High that we become perfect. Okay? We can't do it ourselves. Sometimes we like to exalt ourselves. Sometimes we like to put ourselves in a mix. Sometimes we like to boost ourselves up, but no, it's the Most High that makes us perfect. If we do it by our own understanding, then that's we are perfect by our own set of rules. And that's what's wrong with this world today. Everyone got their own opinion how things are supposed to go. And they'll live their life any kind of way. Any kind of way. They'll treat anybody any kind of way. And they'll think it's all right. Why? Because they don't see nothing wrong with it. That's in their nature. And our nature is sin. So why should we trust in something that produces sin? Why not trust in perfection? Perfection, the Most High. We trust in Him, do what He tell us to do, keep His commandments, walk according to His word. And guess what? We'll be perfect. Let's see what else David says. It's 33. He said, He maketh my feet like hinds feet, and setteth me upon my high places. So we see everything that David is saying is the Most High is doing. It's not what he's doing. It's what the Most High is doing. The Most High gives him that ability. Just like He gives us the ability if we follow Him, if we trust in Him. Okay? It says, teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Let's go back up to the 33rd verse. And it says, setteth me upon high places. Setting me upon high places. That means exalt you in front of others. Place you into a place of honor. You know, sometimes we like to put ourselves in that place of honor. We like to exalt ourselves or have others exalted. Wouldn't it be better for us to be exalted by the Most High? Wouldn't it be better for us to be exalted by God? Because then it's real. It ain't forced. It's not something that we desire. Because if we get to a point where we desire to be known, if we desire to be above everybody else, we desire to be in that place, then we got our reward. We got our reward. When we get there, we got our reward. Because that has became our God. That has became our central focus. And any focus that is not of God, it's no good. Some people are kill, steal, and do whatever it takes in order to get what they want. That's why it's important for us not to get caught up in ourselves, caught up in what we want. It's all right to desire things. It's all right to work towards it. But when one thing becomes our God, becomes our essential focus, is what we completely depend on each and every day. If we don't have that thing, we'll totally break down. It's the end of the world. We can't put our trust in things that's just going to waste away. We got to put our trust in things that is eternal in God. And that's the thing that I have to learn. That's the thing that many of you out there have to learn. You know, material things, they waste away. They'll rot away. So that's not a good foundation to put in. That's like building your house on the sand. It wastes away. It blows away. But by building our house on that rock, it'll stand forever. It will stand forever. 35, it says, Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand have holden me up, and thy gentleness have made me great. 36, Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. 37, it says, I have pursued my enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them that were not able to rise. They are fallen underneath my feet. So even when enemies come at us, the Most High will protect us. If we put our trust in Him, He will protect us. And let's go over to Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. And I read, it says, Look at the generations of old. Look at the generations of old. Those who have came before us. When we read through this Bible, those who have dealt with the Most High on a personal level, on a personal level. And that's one thing that we have to get back into, dealing with God on a personal level. Because when we judge, guess what? We're going to be judged individually. So why not have this relationship as a personal relationship? Okay. All right, chapter 2, verse 10. I'll read. It says, look at the generations of old and see. Most I said, look at the work that I've done. Look at it. See it with your eyes. See it with your mind. Said, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? And we look back at our ancestors. We look back through this Bible and we see the brothers and sisters going through some things. Going through some things. I wake up in the morning, man, how am I going to pay this bill? Oh, man, woe is me. What am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? How am I going to do this? Whoa, wow, my life is over. Can you imagine waking up and somebody throwing you inside a fire furnace that's made 10 times as hot, where the strong man that is holding you, they they die because of the heat of that furnace, and then you about to get thrown in the midst of the furnace? Look at that. Them men, they trusted in God. They was thrown in that fiery furnace, in the midst of a fiery furnace, a literal fiery furnace. But yet they still trusted in Him. Yet they didn't lose faith. That bill that we had to pay that was in the world it don't look too bad no more. It look manageable now, don't it? Compared to that, it look real manageable. And that's what we got to do. That's what the Most High is telling us to do. He said, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord? The Most High is saying, look at those things. You realize the Most High allowed those brothers and sisters to go through these things in order for us to look and see what they went through, so that when we go through situations on a daily basis, when we go through pain that our life brings towards us, when we have that sudden thing come to us knock us down, we can look back and say, if they made it out of that fiery furnace, then I can make it out of this. That's a righteous God. That's how He is. Say, you know what? I'm going to put my strong people through a trial that's so bad that nobody can imagine that they could ever make it out. But guess what? I'm going to rescue them. Fire is hot, but that day, that fire is going to be like a cooler. Look at the generation of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in His fear? That means trusting and being afraid to go away from the things of the Most High, afraid to make Him mad or to do wrong, and was forsaken. Or whom did He ever despise that called upon Him? We look back at the generations of old, all those that cried out to the Most High, cried out to the Most High. We look at our ancestors that needed help. The Most High is who we need to trust. Might as well. We might as well. What else? What do we got to lose? But it's hard. It's really hard. It's easy to talk about it. It's easy to say that. But can we really, really, truly put all our trust in the Most High? Do we got the strength to endure the situation and keep our mind on the Most High? If we got hit to our core, do we still trust the Most High? That's the question to ask. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and 7. When we get hit to our core, when we get down to our last, and where we about to break, what is the next step? What is the next step when we get to that point of no return in our minds that we see that is a point of no return? Because a fiery furnace, that's look like a point of no return. The lion's den that Daniel got tossed into, that looks like a point of no return, because if we look at it through the eyes of the world, then it'll look like, hey, you can't fight no lion. A lion will kill you. Or that furnace too hot. Nobody can survive that. Nobody. That's the limits that the world has placed upon us. That things has a place of becoming impossible to do. There's a lot of impossibilities in this world, in the way that this world thinks. But we're supposed to be in this world, but not of this world. But with the Most High, there is no impossible. Everything is possible with Him. So if we have the Most High in us, if we have His Word in us, if we trusting in Him, put our faith in Him, who can do the impossible, then why are we worrying about things that may possibly happen? Why are we worried about things that may be a stumbling block in our way? Them brothers, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, them brothers, they truly trusted in the Most High because they didn't fight. They didn't plead for their life. They didn't break down. They went into that fiery furnace with their heads held high. They say, hey, the Most High brought me this far, then He going to break me all the way through to the other side. If it's His will for me to be in this position, He must be up to something. He must try to use my life as an example for someone else. Then if I'm being used as a vessel by the Most High, then the Most High is putting me in a place. He trusts me. That means He wouldn't put me in this situation if He didn't trust me. If He didn't love me, because He knew that I won't turn my back on Him. He knows that I won't deny Him. He knows that I love Him. We get weak sometime in life. We may get hurt. It's all right. That's going to come. That's going to come. That's why Ecclesiastes 2 and 1, also known as Sirach, says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Your soul. So there are going to be things that cut you down to your soul. Cut us down to our soul. What the Most High warned us about, they say, hey, you're going to go through some issues. You're going to go through some problems. If you come to serve me or walk according to my will, you're going to have issues. You're going to have things coming at you that you have never, ever seen before. You're going to be having things coming at you that would totally, at any other time, break you down. You're going to have terrible things come to you. But guess what? I'm going to make it easy for you. I know you're going to be hurting. I know you're going to be in pain. But I just need you to do one thing. I need you just to trust me. Just trust that I'm going to bring you through this. And then once I bring you through this, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to provide for you. And that's what David was talking about in Psalms 18 and 30. On down, it said, as for God, His way is perfect. The word is Lord is tried and true. Because David went back and saw the ancestors. He looked forward. He was a prophet. He looked forward. He seen the things that brothers and sisters that they was delivered out of. Look at him. He fought lions and bears just to save lambs. You think somebody just gonna jump in front of a lion to save a lamb? That's someone who trusted in God. That's someone that have no fear. That's someone who loved the Most High. All right. Let's go to 30. It says, as for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is the buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is God save the Lord? Or who is the rock save our God? That's somebody who the Most High has been dealing on a personal level with. And if we deal with the Most High on a personal level, that's how we speak. That's how we should be speaking. That's how we should be speaking on a daily basis. That's how we should be communicating. For who is God, say the Lord, who is our rock? It is God that girdeth me with strength, maketh my way perfect. In the midst of the storm, guess what? We may not be able to stand, but guess what? The Most High give us strength to hold our heads up. All we got to do is continue walking righteously. All we got to do is to continue living a clean life. And how? Let's check out the rewards. Let's go to Psalms 18 and 20. And it read, it says, the Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. So we get our rewards according to how we live, how we walk righteously. According to the cleanness of my hands, have he recompensed me. So it's all about our actions, how we stand in the midst of trouble. For I have kept the ways of the Lord and have not wickedly departed from my God. But sometimes situations hit us so hard that we go back to our old ways. We go back to our old vomit. We return to our own vomit. We go back to our former things that we used to do in order for us to get by. But when we get to those situations, we gotta continue trusting in God. It says, "For I have kept the ways of the Lord and have not wickedly departed from my God." See, that's what I mean. We have to get on a personal level, have a personal relationship with God, a personal relationship with God to the point where He becomes my God. That's something personal. My God. That's personal. That means that's somebody who had walked through thick and thin with someone. For all His judgments were before me, and I did not put away His statutes from me. So that means He's kept studying and showing Himself approved. Kept seeking after the Word of God. Kept seeking out situations. Okay. For all His judgments were before me, I did not put away statutes from me. I was also upright before Him, and I kept myself from mine iniquity. Therefore, so kept ourselves from falling, kept ourselves from going into iniquity, going into sin, getting off our rightful path, walking away from the Most High. So now let's see the rewards. It says, therefore have the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in His eyesight. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright thou shalt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure. And with the froward thou wilt show thyself froward. Look at that right there. It depends on our attitude. That's how the Most High will deal with us. I know that's shocking, but that's true. If we are forward, He'll deal with us as a forward man. So let's go back. Let's go back to the 25th verse. It says, with the mercy, thou wilt show thyself merciful. So if we want merciful from the Most High, we want mercy from the Most High, we have to be merciful ourselves, merciful to others. Okay? With an upright man, thou wilt show thyself upright. If we want the Most High to be upright towards us, guess what? We have to be upright. 27 says, for thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down the high looks. Okay, and that goes with the 26th verse. Says, with the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the fraud thou wilt show thyself fraud. So we have to always walk a straight line with the Most High. If we fall, he told us that he said that a righteous man falls 7 times, we get back up. So we got to just get back up. For thou wilt light my candle, the Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God have I leaped over a wall. So look that. They was like, hey, with the truth for the Most High, with my God, I ran through a troop. So he ran through an entire army. Entire army. And by my God, I have leaped over the wall. So that means nothing could stop us. If we trust in God, nothing is impossible for God. Nothing can stand in our way. Nothing can prevent us to getting what the God has for us. So if we want a good life, we want to live for God, if we want the kingdom, if we just want peace in our lives, what we got to do, we have to trust in the Most High. And we can't lose patience. Because look what happened. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 2 and also known as Rock 2 and 12. Actually, let's go to the 11th verse. It says, for the Lord is full of compassion and mercy and long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in the time of affliction. So right there, he said he forgiveth sins. So I know we like to say sometimes, oh, I ain't perfect. Oh, I'm going to fall. I'm not perfect and do that. But the Most High just said, hey, I forgive your sins. You make a mistake, I forgive you. Just continue trusting in me. Continue trying to make yourself better. All I want you to do is try. I'm gonna save you. If you try, I'm gonna forgive your sins. Okay? Alright, so look at 12, verse 12. It says, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goes 2 ways. So the Most High didn't want cowards around us. When we go to a situation and it get rough, if we fall back into the world, the Most High said that's destruction to you. Because you was within safety. You was never really in any real danger. I had you. You made the water may have been rough, but guess what? You wasn't gonna fall in the water. No harm was gonna come to you. But it's through your fearful heart. It's through your disbelief in me. And it's from you trusting in your own mind or trusting in the ways of the world that you thought it was over. And you fled. You went back to what you're familiar with. "13 says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not." So the Most High said, if you give up and you run the other way, then you just don't believe in me. You don't believe that I can save you. You don't believe that I will rescue you. Okay? And the reason why, it's important. He probably saying, bro, nobody at first. This is the reason why. It's a reason why we have to trust in God. It's a reason why if we fall, we got to repent. There's a reason why. That we can't lose hope when situations get rough. It's hard. It's hard. It's really hard. I just came through a situation myself. And it's really hard. It's really hard. But it says, woe unto you that have lost patience. Said destruction unto you. Woe. That have lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Let's go to the 13th verse. I missed the 13th verse, which is very important. It says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not Therefore shall he not be defended. So the Most High said, if we lose hope and go back to our own ways, he said he ain't going to defend us. He ain't going to save us. We on our own. That's the protection that we chose. That's we get what we decide we want to get. That's why it's important for us to just continue trusting the Most High. It's going to get tough, but we got to continue trusting in Him. It says, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? They that fear the Lord will not disobey His word, and they love Him will keep His ways. So it goes back into saying, just don't disobey the Most High. No matter what's going on in our lives, we can't disobey His word. Because if we truly love Him, and it's easy for us to say we love the Lord, but if we truly love Him, we'll do whatever it takes in order to keep His ways, to do what He wants, to walk within His fear. It shows love. Okay? It says, which is well pleasing unto Him, and they that love Him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in His sight, saying, we will fall in the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For His majesty is, so is His mercy. So we have to be at that point right there. When things gonna falling apart, like, hey, hold on a minute. I'd rather ride this out with the Most High. If He brought me this far, it's for a reason. It's because He's gonna save me. He's gonna take care of me. And I want to see my salvation. I want my salvation written so it can be a story to others. That when they see the story of my life, that they'll get hope. And they'll trust in the Most High, just like I did. That's the way we gotta think, family. We gotta be the light of the world. And our light is the way we live our daily life. And if we're going through a struggle, and by us sticking to the course, trusting in the Most High, others will see it. Others going through the same thing will see our life like, oh, well, hold on a minute. That brother ain't flinched. That sister ain't flinched. That brother, they going through so much, but look at them. They still loving God. Hold on a minute. Let me try this out. See what I mean? You never know who's watching. So that's why it's important. But I know we get weak sometimes. But the thing is, we got to continue just doing what we're doing. We got to know that the Most High loves us. When we doing what is right, the Most High loves us so much that He will protect us. And even though it may look like we're going down the wrong street, trust me, the Most High make a path right through. So, brothers and sisters, we got to continue trusting in God. Continue trusting in the Most High. That's the way. No matter what situation we get in, we got to trust Him. And then we'll be able to, in time of trouble, call out for deliverance. Let's go to 18:1. Psalms 18:1. It says, I will love Thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. My God, my strength, in whom will I trust? When things get bad, we should be calling out that right there. Our declaration of war. And the horn of my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. 6. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried upon my God. He heard my voice out of His temple, and my cry came before Him, even into His ears. Then the earth shook, the trembled, the foundations also of hills moved and were shaken because He was wroth. So know one thing. When His children is in trouble and we doing what is right, the Most High will move heaven and hell to make sure that we good. We'll move heaven and hell to make sure we all right. And there went up a smoke out of His nostrils, a fire out of His mouth, devoured coals, were kindled by it. He bowed down the heavens also, came down, and darkness on his feet. And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of skies. At the brightness that was before him, thick clouds passed, hailstones, coals of fire. The Most High is coming to save his child. Save his child, ain't nothing can stand in his way. Just like a father would tear up the world in order to save their child. What do you think the Most High God would do? Yea, he sent out arrows and scattered them. He shot out lightnings and discomfited them. Then the channels of water were seen, and the foundation of the world was discovered at thy rebuke. O Lord, at the blast of breath of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me. He drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from a strong enemy and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. That's why the Most High will deliver us. Why? Because he delighted in us. Why? Because we're doing the things that he wants us to do. We live in the way he wants us to live. We're doing our thing for the Most High. We're trusting in him. We're walking righteously. We're walking upright. When we trip up, we get back up and continue doing what we're supposed to do. All praise to the Most High. So we always got to continue trusting in God, trusting in the Most High. No matter what things may come our way. No matter when things get heavy upon us. And we feel like we're going to break. We got to know, hey, in the next second, the Most High going to make something happen. In the next second, the Most High is going to, all I got to do is wait just one more second. If I waited this long, I could wait a little bit longer. If I waited this long, if I just endured this pain for this long, I can wait a little bit longer. Because the Most High, he's going to take care of me. God is going to make a way for me. I don't care what the world say. I don't care what anyone say. God is going to save me in the midst of my trouble. All praise to the Most High, brothers and sisters. Hope everyone was able to get edified by the word. Again, we apologize that we weren't able to do a live class. But brothers and sisters, if there's any questions, put it in the comments section when this video is posted. Brothers and sisters, we just gotta, when things get bad, we gotta buckle down. We gotta continue trusting in the Most High. Because if we couldn't deal with it, the Most High wouldn't take us there. Okay? And let's go to Matthew 26 and 6. Matthew 26 and 6. We're going to close out. All praise to the Most High. Check out our website, sureseedofisrael.net. Sureseedofisrael.net. And great resources on there for the whole entire family. Check it out. Matthew 26 and 6. And I read, it says, Now when Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured on his head as he sat at meat. When the disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble you the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman have done be told for more you heard. With that, brothers and sisters, y'all have a great evening, morning, whenever whenever you watch this video. Brothers and sisters, we're going to say shalom from all you brothers and sisters here at Sure Seed of Israel. Brother Jeremiah, shalom.